If I told you that there was a team with a prime all-star Carmelo Anthony, a 28-year-old Derrick Rose who played the majority of a season, 64 games, and averaged 18 points per game, an up-and-coming Kristaps Porziņģis who played the majority of the season as well, 66 games, and also averaged 18 points per game, Joakim Noah, and Brandon Jennings, how good do you think this team would be? Before you answer that, also consider that this team played in a fairly weak Eastern Conference where you only had to win at least 41 games to make the playoffs, and you had NBA legend Phil Jackson as the president of basketball operations. How good do you think this team would be? Most people at the very least saw this team making the playoffs, possibly making some noise, and Derrick Rose early on compared this team to the likes of the Warriors. They say hindsight is 20/20, but during that time, who could blame him for having that comparison? This team on paper looks amazing. Unfortunately, the team was, for lack of a better word, a failure. They finished 12th in the Eastern Conference and went 31-51. So we need to ask ourselves, what went wrong? Quick geometry lesson. How many sides does a triangle need to be qualified as a triangle? Well, the answer is 3, of course. One side is a line, 2 sides make an angle, but you need 3 to make a triangle. Phil's triangle worked so well with the Bulls and Lakers, but why not the Knicks? Before I can answer that question, let's answer another question. What is triangle offense? I can have an entire video dedicated to the triangle offense in the future, but I'll give you the Spark Notes version for this video. Believe it or not, the triangle was actually designed to create spacing for a post-up player. A first triangle is usually formed on either the left sideline or right sideline with 2 perimeter players and 1 post-up player ready to form the first triangle. On the other side of the court will feature a perimeter player and a post-up player waiting to form a new triangle if the first triangle doesn't put up a shot. The goal is to form new triangles with 15 to 20 feet apart of each player until one player is comfortable and ready to take a good shot. It all depends on what the defense does and how the first triangle is formed. The triangle offense reacts to whatever the defense does. An offense is just going to keep making new triangles until it's time to shoot the ball or score. Sure, I'm missing out a lot of important details. This explanation needs a dedicated video. An important takeaway though is that usually the initiator is the post-up player, not the perimeter players. This is not always the case, but it is for a lot of the time, which is why Kobe and Jordan had high scoring numbers but low assist numbers. It's also why the assist numbers all around were evenly distributed between point guards, shooting guards, and forwards. It's not like the pick and roll offense. A lot of people who don't really understand the triangle will quick to call Kobe or MJ ball hogs, but the truth is, in the triangle, their goal was to either cut to the basket to be a part of a new triangle or take the shot if the handler gave them a good opportunity to score. Most offenses would try to create a wide open shot, like say LeBron James' offense, but the triangle is more about creating a favorable one-on-one situation, which works great for Kobe or Michael Jordan. So why did it not work for Carmelo Anthony? How about we let the man himself explain it for you on the JJ Redick podcast?
When Phil came, it was like, I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it, right? I gotta bring in the personnel in here to fit the system that I'm trying to run. This guy doesn't fit in the triangle. This guy doesn't fit in the triangle. I don't want these type of guys. So he started slowly picking the team apart and putting in his pieces that he felt would work in that triangle. But also, we was at a pivotal time in offense, right? And just in the game where it was going at, because the triangle, it works. But now the game is getting faster. Guys are getting quicker. Guys are jumping out the gym. It's like, no, we can't slow it down when we got a fast break. We can't play in the 2-guard front when we got Derrick Rose and Raymond Felton. Like you can't do that. You can't put Derrick Rose up there in the 2-guard front. That's just not his game. Like we need D Rose up and down the court. We go get Joakim because again we started slowing the game down, and that's where you see guys wasn't comfortable in that situation. I was one of them, but because I wasn't comfortable in it, I decided to give it a chance. Like, damn, let me figure this out. Like, let me really learn the triangle. Let me study the triangle. Let me get it to a point where, Phil, you got to come to me and say, yo, you manipulating my triangle. Like I wanted to become the student of it. And I was talking to Kobe all the time just about the triangle and just how to do things. I would call MJ and just get little pointers on him on how to play the triangle. But it was very hard because it wasn't hard to learn it. It was hard to execute it because the personnel wasn't there. But also, Phil, you wasn't the coach.
To summarize what he just said, 1, you had Derrick Rose and Brandon Jennings, who were both great pick and roll guards designed for pick and roll offense. 2, Phil wanted to completely reconstruct the team to fit his triangle regardless of personal strengths and weaknesses of the players. Porziņģis has a different game. In fact, he flat out admitted the offense is random, there's confusion from top to bottom, and he doesn't know the triangle well. Porziņģis is pretty much a 7-3 shooting guard, who really should be playing a system closer to that of a pick and roll offense, or in some cases, a high pick and roll set. This way, Porziņģis can utilize his size in a situation that would create mismatches. Kristaps Porziņģis is many things, but he is not Pau Gasol, and he is not Scottie Pippen. That's not a jab at Pau or Scottie, it's not a jab at Porziņģis. Pau and Scottie are facilitators and veterans of the triangle. They knew very well how to either set up a new triangle or make sure one of the perimeter players were ready to take a shot. And during the times when they were the perimeter player, they knew if it was either their turn to shoot or pass. Porziņģis has a different game. And 3, Phil wasn't even on the floor coaching the triangle, yet he expected the paperboy Jeff Hornacek to be Phil 2.0 on the floor.
My biggest thing was I didn't want to disappoint.
So let me know what you think of the Carmelo Phil Jackson era in New York. What was the reason why this team couldn't pull it off, or at least have deep playoff runs? I would love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.